Yo, what is going on, y'all? This is 88.1 FM CKDU, it's your boy Vidal Gabriel. Normally Wings would be in the house tonight, but we got something a little different going on right now, something a little nice happening. For those of you who don't know, we're Dallas having a Winter Expo going down, and we got a special guest in the house for you right now. We got a set of performers going up, but first things first, let's introduce our first guy. Give it up for Braden Lam. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks, Seth. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. You're Dow alumni. Thanks for coming. We're always looking for more Dow students to come in and Dow alumni as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
pleasure to be here.
And I believe you mentioned earlier, like, you graduated last year, but this is your first time back on campus since the pandemic kicked off.
Yeah. Like I vividly remember I was working in a computer lab and I got that email in my Dow email saying, "Don't come back after this weekend to campus." And that was the last time I stepped foot on campus. I graduated this past spring, and it's my first time back. So
I know the way it's said though just seems so ominous.
Yeah,
it's like don't come back.
Yeah, it was pretty much like campus is closing today at 5 p.m. and will not be resuming on Monday. It was quite a shock at the time.
It was kind of a thing we were kind of like trying to figure out, because like at the time I think like we didn't quite have like what was it called? We didn't quite have like a remote thing going on just yet.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But we had to like I don't know, and so like we figured things out. We had to wait, and then we thought it was gonna blow over in like a month maybe.
Yeah,
be back in.
Yeah. We all thought that originally.
Yeah, it turned out not to be the case, unfortunately. But we're healthy. Nova Scotia got low cases. And all that. But I digress. Back to you though. Nice for you to come in. And for those of you who don't know, Brandon is an accomplished musician. He recorded an EP. He was virtually touring the past year and actually had an actual live tour before the second wave hit, correct?
Mm-hmm, yeah, in October to celebrate my album release, we were able to sneak in some real in-person shows. It was quite nice. Yeah.
That's impressive, dude. Like I've been trying. I myself only did like one live show since like restrictions lifted a bit, and that was it. Like, cause there ain't really no places doing bookings because of like because there's no way to really manage a crowd.
Yeah, and everything's like a little different too, like sit-down shows, and it's kind of more of a relaxed acoustic vibe all around. There's no more stand-up shows. It's a different feel for sure.
I know it's crazy. Yeah. I know it's crazy. And currently you're also focusing on a lot of songwriting right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just like coming out of the last year, being pretty busy with the album release. I'm just enjoying my time right now with filling it with songwriting. Been like co-writing over Zoom actually a lot. Funny enough. So,
because people have been just collaborating like from all over the place now with Zoom.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of interesting, like silver lining of the pandemic is realizing like the technology we have to co-write with people.
Yeah,
like I'm writing with people in Montreal, people in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. You can travel.
Have you been experimenting with your songwriting during the pandemic, like trying out new sounds, new genres, and stuff like that?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, I feel like I'm always like trying to grow and kind of refine the sound I want to be. But I think especially over the last year, I've written a lot of kind of I'd say sad songs, but sad in the way that coming out of such a hard time like this past year in the pandemic, I've been trying to write songs that capture that feeling of struggle and going through something really depressing and coming out of it stronger and with a better understanding of what it means to be human and love each other and love other people and come together as a global community through a crazy pandemic and a wild year. Yeah, it has been one
hell of a year, especially last month that capped off the whole craziness that was 2020. But I digress. I've been doing enough talking. Let's say Brandon play some music. What's the first song you're gonna play for us today?
Yeah, right on. This is off of my new album. It's called a song called Ruby.
Called Ruby? What's it about?
It's actually named after a mountain range in Western Canada called the Ruby Mountains, and I wanted to like personify the mountains as if they were a person, and you were singing a song to Ruby.
I see. Well, then I'm gonna shut my mic off and let Brandon do his thing. This is 88.1 FM CKDU, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Wildflowers bloom in the meadows. Oh, the taste and smell after a morning rain. And alpine trees are offering me the sweetest air I ever could breathe. And up above the mountain peaks is where she's watching over me. And tell me, what's the view like? Ruby, what do you see from that high? 'Cause you sure look good to my eyes. The forest floor can be our bed, the mossy ground to lay your head when the sun goes down and the moon pulls in under starlit skies. With a childish grin, her clouds of hair, the beauty of her face looms over me, puts me in my place. Hours passing through the valley below. Now I've got to answer her call. Tell me, what's the view like? Ruby, what do you see from that high? 'Cause you sure look good to my eyes from down here. Oh. Tell me, what's the view like? Ruby, what do you see from that eye? 'Cause you sure look good to my eyes from down here. Down here. Tell me, what's the view like? Ruby, what do you see from that high? 'Cause you sure look good, you sure look good to my eyes from down here. Oh, you sure look good to my eyes from down here.
That's dope, man.
Thank you.
Give it up for Braden Lam, y'all. He's been coming here doing this live show for us. If you're not here on if you're not listening on CKDU, catch us on Facebook, on our Facebook page. We're doing it live. We're going to be here for about 3.5 hours, maybe. And we're going to be going nonstop. We got Braden Lam, we got Jamila, we got much more coming up. But Brandon's here with us, and looking at your band camp, you've been putting in a lot of work. You got I believe two. You got 2 EPs, mini singles, and I'm sure more to come.
Yeah. Always working on new music for sure. And yeah, it's been a good past year. I put out this new one that I'm playing songs off of today. Came out in October, called Inside Four Walls. So that's the latest EP you can check out.
Yeah, I've been noticing that like a lot of musicians, especially the maritime ones, from my perspective anyway. I've been seeing a lot of maritime musicians do it. They've been making albums or EPs based around the sessions in isolation, like they're writing at home, or they're booking like quarantine studio time and stuff. So it's kind of interesting how you guys are adapting to COVID quarantine and making something beautiful out of it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I know albums that are being produced right now, like over Zoom. Like Aaron Costello is producing a friend of mine, Joss Rayom, in PEI, all through Zoom. It's pretty amazing, like that you can even record, a final product like an album over the technology we have.
Well, that depends on your internet connection and everything like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, might have a hard time in like rural Cape Breton doing something like that. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But I do like your songs. So, how long have you been in the music game for?
Thanks. Yeah, I've been releasing music since 2016. So, yeah, my last year of high school, I was kind of playing covers and stuff a lot in the early high school years, and eventually really got tired of playing other people's music and was like, okay, I need to write my own songs. Let's
Yes.
get down to it. So I started writing songs and kind of put out an EP as I graduated grade 12 and didn't really know what I was doing. I'd even it was pretty funny. I bartered for studio time. I was like a landscaper and like cutting people's lawns at the time, and I offered to do that for the studio if they gave me free studio time to record my first EP.
And where did you base that at the time?
That was in Ontario. So I grew up in Uxbridge, Ontario. It's like a small town about an hour north of Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, and I moved out here like pretty much right after that EP came out.
So what led you to Nova Scotia in particular?
Yeah, well, mostly school. I came out to start my degree in biology and environmental science here at Dal, and just fell in love with Halifax. And I've been here since. I'm planning on sticking around. This is home now.
Well, glad to have you. So what's your songwriting process like?
I'd say it's different for each song for the most part, but it usually for me kind of starts with I'm usually just experimenting on piano or guitar, and something kind of comes out. Maybe it's a word attached to a melody. It's usually often not like, some people write like a melody first and then figure out words to put to it, or vice versa. I often kind of come to song ideas with the melody and the words at the same time. Like maybe just something pops into my head. And it's like, okay, how can I develop that into an idea and develop that more into a song than just this like one line that kind of flowed out of me. So yeah.
And did your process kind of change during quarantine?
I think a bit. I'm definitely opening. I used to write alone most of the time before quarantine, but I think I'm opening myself a lot more to kind of practicing like co-writing with other people. So that definitely changes the process a lot. When you involve someone else's songwriting process, which is often everybody approaches songwriting differently.
Yeah,
it can definitely affect your process, and not in a bad way. I think it's really in a good way that you get to try out other people's ways of thinking, and it really leads to sometimes better ideas than where you originally started.
Do you have one such example of such a thing?
A co-write song?
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, I made a goal this Christmas to write a Christmas song, and I won't play it, but this is just an example that popped in my head. I was like, okay, I really want to write a Christmas song. I had this idea for like, a song around the basis of like, oh, it's Christmas time, like there's snow outside, but it's like the East Coast, so it's probably not going to stick around because the snow comes for one day, as it like yesterday, and then we wake up today and it's gone. So I kind of wanted to start the story there, but then I got into a co-write session with a friend. We kind of developed the idea more about being like your first Christmas on the East Coast, and you could fly home back to your family in Ontario, but you know what, you're just going to say like, I'm going to stick it out here. I'm going to have my first Christmas on the East Coast. So yeah, that's kind of an idea that started as like a little seed and developed into more of a actual storyline.
Your first Christmas. I was going to say around the time you came here, we were having rough winters.
Yeah.
Like rough.
That's true. Yeah. I do remember, I think it was my first winter here. There was like one day we had like 6 foot snowbanks on the sidewalks and stuff.
That was every day.
Yeah.
that was every day. Like you had to, like I always say to somebody from the States, because they couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, the snowbanks are so high on each side of the road. You had to like slowly, if you were in the crosswalk, you had to slowly edge out into the street because you could not see what the hell was coming.
Yeah, and you couldn't stop either if you started sliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially you lived on the incline and stuff. But but going off that though, you've been in Halifax for a minute, coming from Toronto. What's the thing you like most about Halifax, personally?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I just love the pace of things. I find everybody is really relaxed, and especially like going downtown, I really love checking out coffee shops and just like going for walks on the waterfront. And there's no like hustle and bustle of a massive city here in Halifax. It has everything that you could ever want in a city, but it's so like it's all in one spot. Everybody's relaxed, and then 10 minutes out of town, you got like hikes, and you got the coast, and the ocean's right there. It's great. It
is a pretty nice advantage. I've heard someone I think it was an old high school teacher. They said Halifax is like, they compared it to like Ottawa, but on like a smaller scale.
Yeah.
So that's kind
I
it's
get
kind of
that for
apt
sure.
because like it has the vibe of a big city or wants to be a big city, but but around you you got a lot of you got diversions, you got nature, not all around you, and it's easily accessible in like places like I don't know about Vancouver or whatever, but like compared to Toronto or wherever.
Hmm.
So like, for me, I just like when it's not freezing out like it is now, just like chilling outdoors and just doing my thing, you know. Sometimes songwriting or doing whatever else that keeps me in a creative mood.
Yeah, 100%.
And what was that housing like for you being a former student here?
Yeah. I had a great experience at Dal. Like I really enjoyed. The reason I came out and did biology here was so I could study both like ocean and land sciences. I mainly focused on like wildlife conservation, designing like conservation system design and stuff. So yeah, great place for that. You know, like there's all sorts of protected areas that are in the works right now for Nova Scotia. So I've had some great organizations to work with here, like Ecology Action Center, CPAWS. Like it's kind of a really good hub for some great local ENGOs, and yeah, my studies kind of connected me to there. So I loved that.
Yeah, shout out to the Ecology Action Center. We plug them all the time here on the station.
Awesome, yeah.
Speaking of climate change, you actually wrote a song centered around that. I believe it was called Forest Fires.
Yeah, exactly.
So was this prompted by like the forest fires going on in was it I think it was Australia last year?
A little earlier than that, actually. This is like forest fires that were going out on the west coast. So
Oh right.
yeah, but like it was a coincidence that at the start of this year Australia had such a wild record year for the fires. But I was up in the Yukon last summer working for the CPAWS chapter up there, and I was working on a project to stop oil drilling in the Alaska National Wildlife Refuge, which is one of the decisions actually that Biden just overturned when he came into office recently, which is a good thing. So they are trying to stop the drilling that's going to happen there now. But while I was up there, they had a record year of forest fires burning up north, and it was pretty wild. At the same time, the Fridays for Future strikes were going on. This was like a big headline in 2019. All the youth getting out on the streets during their lunch hour every other week, and rallying and protesting around the government buildings there in Whitehorse, Yukon. And while that was happening, there was literally forest fires like burning down the street. There was smoke everywhere, and it kind of dawned on me this irony of trying to protect and celebrate an Earth that is at the same time being destroyed by human-caused climate change. So I wanted to capture that in a song, and that's how forest fires came to be.
I think we can hear it for the people on CKDU.
Yeah, let's do it up. This is forest fires.
All right, I'm gonna take a step back. Brandon, do your thing, baby.
Forest fires burn all over this town. I haven't seen blue skies in 7 weeks now. It's an addiction of vehicles and plastic cups. As the oceans rise, our lungs fill up. Everyone's gathering to watch the spectacle, sharing in a drink as the walls crumble. We're the generation, why are we left with this mess? They watch our cities burn until there's nothing to do. Oh, until there's nothing to do with the rest, and nothing to do with the rest. Oh, forest fires burn all over this town. I haven't seen blue skies in 7 weeks now. and we need another fix. When do we learn to stop? Searched every inch to drill every drop. Everyone's gathering to watch the spectacle, sharing in a drink as the walls crumble. We're the generation, why are we left with this mess? And they watch our cities burn until there's nothing to do with the rest. Oh, nothing to do with the rest. The youth in the streets, they're keeping their spirits high. They're not crying wolf, they're crying for their lives. That the skies will clear another day. We pray, we pray. Everyone's gathering to watch the spectacle, sharing in a drink as the walls crumble. We're the generation, why are we left with this mess? And they watch our cities burn until there's nothing to do with the rest. Oh, nothing to do with the rest. Nothing to do with the rest.
Yo, give it up for Braden Lam, everybody. Yo, this man is fantastic. Round of applause for you, my brother. Round of applause. And also, I gotta apologize. I was calling you Brandon for quite a bit, but I had to figure out the pronunciation because I know your name's spelled differently.
Yeah.
It was a bit confusing, so I do apologize. But yeah, we're gonna take a very quick commercial break, but we will be back in just a moment with more Braden for you on CKDU 88.1 FM. If you're tuning in live on Facebook, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Well, hello there. We're Halifax and we'd like to formally invite you to listen to our brand new single, the BPR Strut. Barry Paquin-Roberge. Join us, you'll be fine.
Smooth grooves.
Give it to ya. Give it to me. Give it to ya.
CKDU 88.1 FM.
Oh yeah. This is the way we do this.
CKDU.
Good.
Check out Smooth Grooves Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on CKDU 88.1 FM with yours truly, King of the Groove, RS Smooth. I'm bumping the hottest R&B, hip-hop, soul, rap, reggae, soca, and old school. Listen live online at ckdu.ca or listen on your smartphone through the TuneIn or Simple Radio apps, both free to download in your app store. If you're in Nova Scotia, listen through digital cable, Eastlink Channel 951 or Bell Fiber Rock Channel 796. The soundtrack for your Sunday night, Smooth Grooves with RS Smooth, only on CKDU 88.1 FM.
Number one.
Hi, I'm Heather from the Ecology Action Centre, and if you aren't familiar with us, we are Nova Scotia's oldest environmental organisation, located in the north end of Halifax. We're always looking for volunteers and new members, and definitely looking for new ideas. So be sure to check out our website at ecologyaction.ca or call 429-2202. If you're interested in joining one of our committees, we have 7 of them, and they are marine issues, transportation issues, food action issues, energy issues, coastal issues, wilderness issues, and built environment. You can get in touch with us by emailing outreach at ecologyaction.ca or calling 429-2202.
And we are back at 88.1 FM CKDU. We are live at the Dial Winter Expo, and we kicking it here with Braden Lam. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. Still kicking.
And if you're just tuning in, we're having live sets from multiple musicians tonight. So if you ain't not tuned in on CKDU or on our Facebook page, well, you're missing out. I'm telling you what. We got Brandon here doing this thing. We got Jamila coming in soon, and we got Ariana Willis coming in later as well. So you do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. I'm looking at the camera right now. For those of you tuning in live right now, you don't want to miss this. Stick around on Facebook. Stick around on the FM airways, and we're gonna keep it going with some more music. Braden Lam, and again, you can find them on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, Tidal, wherever you
Anywhere,
get. Yeah, anywhere you get your music, like
too many these days.
Yeah, so make it hard to choose, like, because some people, they got exclusive deals on one platform or another. You're like, how do I keep up? Same thing with Netflix too now. Like they got all the people got different platforms and they got exclusives on here you can't get nowhere else.
Yeah.
So it's a little ridiculous, but I digress, man. So I'm trying to think of. I was gonna ask you another question, but escape me. But so actually, one thing I want to ask you is, your first performance. What was that like? Your very first performance doing something like live?
Mm-hmm. Like ever in my life. Oh man, I'm trying to even think what it was. It probably would have been at like the fair in my hometown growing up or something. Like where small towns do like the country fairs in like the fall every year. Yeah, it would have been like that. And I think I was so nervous and terrified. I was probably just singing like covers at the time too, so not even my own music. But I do vividly remember the first time I played my own song, like in a performance, and that I think that stuck with me the most. That like even more than my first time ever performing live, just because like when you write something that's your own and you finally share it with other people for the first time, it's a big deal. So
then let me pose another question. What was your favorite venue to perform at?
Growing up or here?
Or like anywhere.
Yeah, well, anywhere. I gotta say Seahorse Tavern here in Halifax for sure. Yeah, I love it there.
Legendary.
Yeah.
The place has a nice history. It was formerly the Tap and the Misty Moon. Then it became the home of the Marquee. Mm-hmm. Now it's home to the Local and the Seahorse Tavern as well. It's basically split up into 3 sections now, basically.
Yeah. I think that's part of the fun. Like I really like when they open up all the sections. You can kind of start your night at the Local and go down at Seahorse, see what's happening there, go upstairs, and there's maybe a dance party in the Marquee. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so there's always something. Doesn't matter what part of it's open.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna ask you. So, what are your future plans now that your EP's out and you're working on more music?
Yeah. So I think right now I'm just focused on the songwriting stuff, but I'm on a planning committee for a really cool event coming up in April, related to that last song actually. I
was actually gonna bring that up. That was Climate Live, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's called Climate Live. So April 24th. There's like an international event going on. It's kind of like think of like the Fridays for Future, but for music. So it's bringing together activists, scientists, musicians, all in one day. And at the same time, 42 different countries are going to be live streaming musicians playing in support of climate action.
42?
Yeah, I think there's even more being added to the list as we go. But there's 42 signed on so far, and Canada is one of them. So I'm helping organize the Canada chapter.
That's great. That's crazy because when I think of something of that magnitude, I think of like I'd probably think of something like Live Aid or Live 8, because you had all these different countries doing the exact same thing, but like 42, that's a pretty that's a pretty big task.
Yeah.
I'll say that because that's and the fact that you're even organizing the Canada side of things is pretty big, man.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. I think when it's virtual, it's hopefully going to be a bit smoother than an event like Live Aid in a huge stadium or something. But we're asking musicians from all across Canada who support climate action to reach out if they want to be involved in the event. We're essentially taking home recorded performance videos from musicians and compiling them. There'll be like a host and stuff, and then it'll be streaming online. We're gonna try to even get like projectors and stream it like downtown, maybe on like City Hall or something.
Okay.
Try to like stream it on surfaces outside so people can watch it and hear it.
That'd be dope because you don't see that often, like people live simulcast and stuff down here.
Yeah, it's usually kind of only online rather than especially in the past year. There's just been no events downtown except for the occasional rally, and there was like the Evergreen Festival that happened in the winter. That's kind of what sparked my idea of like projecting onto City Hall. They had like a huge light show going on there in December. I don't know if you caught it, but it was pretty cool. I saw part of it. It was pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
So like, actually, no. So like, if you had we're going on events. If you had your pick to if you had your pick to pick wherever you could tour, like what spots would you go? Could be stadiums, cities, or wherever.
Yeah, I think like right now my dream tour would be over in Europe, somewhere. I'm not sure what countries. Like in Europe, it's pretty easy to hit up a lot of countries kind of in one run. But it's been like a long time dream of mine to tour Europe, and I would love to do those like. They have so many beautiful old venues there that, contain maybe like 500 to 1,000 people. And they're like these beautiful old theaters that have been like restored and maintained over the years. And I would love to do a tour like that, just going to like a bunch of those theaters with, lots of people. And yeah.
I feel that. And what would be one of your dream collaborations?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would love to like write with, like Donovan Woods someday is like kind of a big Canadian songwriter to look up to, or Andy Schaaf.
Andy Schaaf, that's a name I don't hear often, honestly.
Yeah, guy from Toronto, or Dan Mangan from Vancouver. Anybody like Phoebe Bridgers too, but that's like she's too big. That would never happen.
Hey, never say never. You never
look up to her songwriting. She's amazing.
Hey, never say never, man. You don't know what could happen in like the next 10, 20. Not even to say 5 years or whatever. You don't
manifest that.
Yeah. So speaking into the universe, all that jazz.
True.
So we're about a half hour into our part of the expo. Thank you again for coming through. And again, if you want to listen to Braden's music, you can find them on Bandcamp, Apple, Spotify, whatever. Also, if you hit him up on Bandcamp, he has physicals of his EP. Yeah, I believe it's a CD physical.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's only $10, so you can order that online. Yeah, that'll be shipped out to you. Boom.
Yeah.
And also keep an eye out for more of his music coming. And you got any other merch? Yeah, you might want to plug.
Yeah, I got some. I'm selling these hats actually that I'm wearing.
Actually, I was gonna ask if that was just a custom job or you actually got that.
Yeah.
Anyway, because that actually looks nice. Is that corduroy?
Thank you. Yeah, they're corduroy hats and they got like embroidery on them. It's pretty slick. It says Halifax on the back.
yo, corduroy hats don't come cheap these days. You wanna grab one of those? Hit them up. You got a site you can get those on?
Yeah, they're on my website. They're also on the Bandcamp as well. So
nice. You gotta see people. You gotta hit up. You gotta support local. Get nice stuff like this.
Yeah, it's a good way to go. Rep all your favorite local small businesses and musicians. It's pretty much what like 75% of my closet is. Band t-shirts and local businesses.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And so we still got time for maybe another song or two. And I'm looking at your EP. We got Coffee Breath. We got Habit of My Heart. Saturday 7.
Yeah. Do we want to do one more or two more? Because
one more.
One more?
Well, one more is good. So
Okay.
like, what track would you like to do?
Yeah, I was thinking if we're doing one more, I could do maybe a new song that I've been working on recently.
Ooh, an exclusive,
Little exclusive, unrecorded song.
Oh, God, what kind of? What's it called?
Yeah, it's called "To Be Human." It's kind of tying back to like the start of our conversation, just about the direction of kind of my writing these days, and trying to capture, what it means to be living in this like post-pandemic world and coming out of it and facing an uncertain future with the climate change and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, of course, I'm interested in hearing that. Definitely, I hope that everyone else tuning in as well. So that's it. I'm gonna shut my mic off and I'm gonna let you do your thing, man.
Right on. Here we go. It's "To Be Human."
I saw two men holding hands the other day, and I thought, this must be love or the world's over. I saw another help a brother pay at the grocer. Is this the afterlife, or have I just lost touch of my altruism when we're all just spinning in empty space? We all need something to believe in. If that's the flat earth, baby, then that's fine by me. At the end of the day, we all need something to believe in. If that's nirvana, baby, then that's fine by me. At the end of the day, all we need is to be loved, to be human. And I heard it on the radio, they're singing, give peace a chance, put your hand in the hand. Am I cynical, or am I just getting old? Is there another plan that I'm not aware of? Oh, life could happen to me, or happen for me. The choice is mine. We all need something to believe in. If that's the flat earth, baby, that's fine by me. At the end of the day, we all need something to believe in. If that's the good book, baby, then that's fine by me. 'Cause at the end of the day, all we need is to be loved, to be human. We could be dancing, nothing's holding us back, and all we need is love. We all need something to believe in. If that's the flat earth, baby, then that's fine by me. 'Cause at the end of the day, all we need is to be loved, to be human, and to be loved, to be human.
Right on, thank you.
Braden Lam, ladies and gents. We're going to switch over to our next artist who should be here soon. But again, Braden, thank you for coming. Find his music on Bandcamp, Spotify, wherever it is you get your music. Also on his Bandcamp, he got merch. He got the corduroy hats going on. Y'all on live can see him rocking it. And hopefully we'll see you back here again on CKDU.
Yeah, appreciate you, Seth. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Right on.
The Winter Festival will be continuing. Let's keep it going with some music to get you through. We'll be right back.